Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Comic Corner. I almost forgot the name.
Grimworks Comic Corner.
Grimworks Comic Corner. This is episode 22?
Yes, sir.
That's probably why I forgot. It's been a while already. It's comic everything. We try to bring you some news, floppies we read from the week, and then we try to sell you off on a good trade back you guys should be reading. We're going to start with a little bit of news this week. What you got, Roman?
All right, we got 3 news stories. This one's from IGN. DC's Shazam movie casts its Billy Batson. Written by Alex Gilvato. I always want to make sure I give them credit.
Well, the writers?
Yeah. But Disney Channel star Asher Angel has been cast as Billy Batson in New Line's Shazam movie. Okay, so it's New Line. It's not even Warner Brothers. It's weird. Variety reports Angel, best known for his work on the Disney Channel series Andy Mack.
If you guys haven't seen Andy Mack, it's actually pretty good.
I would not know because I don't watch a lot of TV.
It's a coming-of-age story for a young girl.
Fair enough.
It's pretty good.
Will star opposite Zachary Levi as the boy who transforms to a yelp superhero by simply saying Shazam. Green Lantern's Mark Strong is also in talks to star in the film's main villain, Thaddeus Sylvana. Oh, no shit! A.K.A. Dr. Sylvana. Shazam's longtime arch nemesis.
Green Lantern, like the Ryan Reynolds movie Green Lantern?
Yeah, but he was the good part. He was Sinestro. He was like the actual good actor. Shazam will be directed by Dave F. Sandberg. I think we've already said that. That was that.
I mean, slowly and little by little, they're getting their cast full. And I mean, we already have the big 3. So it's Billy, Shazam, and Black Adam.
So we also have Dr. Sylvana, so that's pretty cool.
So, villain?
Yes. Dr. Sylvana is the old guy. Remember, he wants to find magic so he can save his family.
I'm just waiting to see who gets cast as the Wizard. I want someone good.
We'll see. Mark Strong is a really good actor. If you don't know him from the Green Lantern movie, you would probably know him from Kick-Ass, the first one. He's the dad, like the main villain.
Oh, okay.
He gets blown out of the...
Not Nicolas Cage.
Fuck no. I said a good actor.
You said dad.
What did I say bad? I said
dad.
Yeah, I said...
Yeah, isn't Nicolas Cage?
Oh, yeah, he's Big Daddy. You're right. But second up for the story is... this is from CBR. And this is report the Disney/Fox deal was real, but is now dead. And this is by Stephen Girding. This was 5 hours ago. So shortly after the initial report surfaced that Disney had entered into talks with 21st Century to acquire the latter's movie properties ad right, a second report has arrived throwing the deal into doubt. It goes, according to Bloomberg, while the original report, insofar as the talks did take place, the discussion stalled several weeks ago. Bloomberg cited its own unnamed source who confirmed CBNC's details, but added the two sides aren't talking anymore. As a result, the deal is now effectively dead, though it should be noted that in Hollywood, deals do have a tendency to be resurrected after being officially announced as dead. The current deal between Sony and Marvel to share Spider-Man went through that very news cycle. The fact that Disney and Fox were in talks in the first place would indicate that there remains a chance, however slight, that the studios might yet come to an agreement. After a deal was made between Sony and Marvel Studios to share Spider-Man, fans hoped Marvel and Fox could work out a similar deal to allow for the X-Men and Fantastic Four to join Avengers on the big screen. Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige has repeatedly reaffirmed that while fans should never say never, the chances of it happening seemed and continue to be slim. The deal would not have included the Fox broadcast network, as a company cannot legally own its 2 broadcast networks, and Disney already owns ABC. Marvel Studios recently celebrated $5 billion in the domestic office after Thor Ragnarok earned an astonishing $121 million from its opening weekend stateside. Up next for the entertainment giant is Black Panther. Okay, so basically they're saying that Fox and Disney were in talks, but there's no official word as of yet. As of right now, it's stalled and it's effectively dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna wait for the fans' reaction like they did with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It got so much hype, they're like, alright, let's get to it so they can make that much more money. I mean, it's a smart move. And of course, people want the whole X-Men back together. They want Avengers and X-Men. It could lead into an Avengers versus X-Men movie, like in the comics.
I wouldn't like that. Just because Wolverine's gonna be like a big thing in that. I don't really.
But you know.
But it'll be interesting. I want to see what they do. Honestly, I want to see Marvel's take on a Fantastic Four movie because all the ones before it have kind of sucked. And I want to see Marvel like do an actual take on it and see if they can make that work.
Make it better. I mean, Doctor Doom is a really good character. Fantastic Four I really don't care for. Mm-hmm. So these talks were mostly for X-Men. Because the X-Men are the greatest.
Oh, yeah. No.
People even forgot the Fantastic Four even existed.
don't get it twisted. I'm the only person that cares about the Fantastic Four. But when it comes to like that deal, it's all about X-Men. It has nothing to do with Fantastic Four.
That's why Doctor Doom became its own like identity. It moved off from the Fantastic Four because he's great and the four aren't. But that's good.
It's all the way you write them.
It all depends on the works now. They're going to wait for the fans to be like, we want it, give it to us. They'll be like, no. Okay, you can have it.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Fox is going to be like, you're going to give us some buku money.
Pretty much. It's always about money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it. But our last story is also from CBRs, but this actually involves actual comics. The title is Capullo Snyder. Want fan feedback for next DC project, and this is by Ronaldo Maradin. Okay, one of DC's most popular creative teams are asking fans to help them pick their next book, or at least they're joking about it. Artist Greg Capullo took on Twitter with a poll regarding what he and writer Scott Snyder should work on next, streamlining things to just a couple of options. Post Metal at Snyder. Scott Snyder is S. Snyder 1835, and I Should Do. And again, this was actually November 3rd, so I believe that was Friday. Yeah, that was Friday. It is thus ended. Its final results. It had a little over 7,000 actual votes. 44% for Wonder Woman, and a resounding 56% for my man. Swamp Thing. I don't know if you can see that. You know, it might be cut off, but Swamp Thing. One of my favorite characters. I want to see Capullo actually draw that, because that's an excuse for him to do a little more monstery things. That'd be fucking awesome. But he also
says, over Wonder Woman any day.
I wouldn't mind seeing, because Greg Capullo is also an awesome artist, so I'm not worried on that. I want to see what Snyder would do with Wonder Woman, how he'd make that character different.
To be honest, ever since the success of the movie, she became another Harley Quinn. She's been everywhere. Yeah. And everything, and I was like, come on.
Yes, but here's the thing.
I like these characters like Swamp Thing. They're really good. In the right hands, could be fucking amazing. I know that they've done really good stuff with Swamp Thing. So if they get their hands in that, you give them a big event where the green and the red and the gray come back, it'll be pretty cool.
We'll see. I'm definitely on board for Snyder working on Swamp Thing again, because I like this run so much. But I'm just interested to see what he does with Wonder Woman, just because that's a totally different character from what he would usually write. That I want to see how he would handle that. He's written a lot of male predominant characters, and he's pretty good at writing women's parts and making them seem natural on a page versus some other writers that kind of just use women as a plot device kind of thing.
That's their role. They just stay in it. Sorry. Alright.
It continues. Wonder Woman and Swamp Thing are the two options on the poll, which have garnered over 4,000 votes. I already said 7. With the majority leaning towards Swamp Thing. Coincidentally, Snyder has worked on Swamp Thing in the past, along with fellow scribe Jeff Lemire and artist Yannick Paquette. I hope I'm saying that right. As for Wonder Woman, the creative duo are enjoying taking her into the battlefield in Dark Knight's Metal, where she is part of the resistance against the invading Batmen from the dark pockets of DC's multiverse. Snyder and Capullo gained notoriety over the last few years, thanks to the epic run on Batman, which kickstarted in 2011, and produced arcs such as Court of Owls, Death of the Family, and Endgame, overseeing the likes of Bruce Wayne returning in the suit after Grant Morrison killed him, Dick Grayson taking up the mantle with Damon Wayne as Robin, Bruce resuming duty, and the eternal battle with seemingly immortal Joker, and of course Jim Gordon becoming a Mecha Batman. Given the fun they've been having with Baby Darkseid and Deathstroke riding seahorses and metal, as well, fans will be eager to see the craziness they concoct next.
Wait a minute, I've read most of the metal stuff. I haven't seen Baby Darkseid. Have you?
Yeah, he's on issue 2.
Like that you like mentioned him. I know he's in the cover and you see pictures of him.
Yeah, Batman's carrying him.
Batman's carrying him.
Yeah.
Huh.
When they find him, when Superman and Wonder Woman confront him right before Barbados takes him at the end of issue 2, he has a Baby Darkseid.
But they didn't explain anything about it, right?
They didn't explain anything about it, but Darkseid has a big part to do with Barbados and Grant Morrison's whole thing. So they haven't explained it yet, but there's a reason for it.
And then Deathstroke with the seahorses, that's coming up in the next week's issue.
Yeah.
I think it's Justice League. No, Green Lantern.
Well, sort of. They kind of touch on it in one of the comics we'll be reviewing. But as for news, that is it. That's all I really found interesting.
I like it. I mean, I'm guessing people could run out of ideas of what to write on.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's just throw it out there as a joke. It's going to stick.
Capullo has a lot of fun. If you do follow him, I think you'll like his personality, to be honest with you, Tony.
Yeah, no, I've seen some interviews of him and shit like that. It's comics. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Sometimes you run out of ideas and they want to get a fresh start to see what the audience wants.
Yeah.
And like I said, Swamp Thing's winning, so I hope
Swamp Thing will be new for Capullo, and that'd be really cool. But Wonder Woman will be new for both of them, and they're always more likely to take a risk now. Now that they know that they work well together, they're more likely to take a risk.
They have that chemistry. Be like, let's do what we want to do, kind of.
Yeah, but speaking of what we want to do, we want to talk about comics. And first up, we're doing some honorable mentions. We have 4 on the docket. So first up, we have Captain America 695, written by Mark Waid and Chris Samney.
This is easy. Captain America was lost. He was like, what do I do now? He steps on something. He's like, okay, I found my way again. Yeah.
There's a festival for Captain America. Mark Waid brings out the actual heroics of Captain America. Everything that I like about it is in the issue. So, very good issue.
Yo, up next is
Deathstroke 25. It's written by, this is weird, Priest, which, of course, he changed his name to that. And the artist is Carlo Pagulayan. Yeah, I guess that's what you would say.
This is another really good one. If you guys have been reading Deathstroke, you know he's trying to turn good, and he's always been an assassin. And so the society shows up in this one. They're like, we need you. He didn't want to answer, so they took him by force. And you get a really good backstory on why Deathstroke's gone through so much shit.
Yeah.
Like everything. It's a good read. You guys want him to get into a little bit more of Deathstroke and find out who he is? Pick it up.
Yeah, pretty good starting point if you've missed the 24 previous issues.
All right, the next 2 are going to be something that we think we owed you from last week because we slipped.
So these are the Batman Metal. This is Batman the Merciless, written by Peter Tomasi, one of my faves, and drawn by Francis Manapul.
Yeah, this is how... What are they called? The Dark Knights?
Yeah, these are I guess they call them Dark Knights.
The Knights. This is the story of the Wonder Woman Batman.
Yeah.
It's actually really good because you're like, how is he going to get into the world of the Amazon? And they explained it really good.
Yeah, very, very good. Ares plays a big part, as you would assume.
Well, Ares plays a big part with Wonder Woman, though.
Yeah, but Ares... Well, yeah, you can say
they kind of go hand in hand. But it's good, guys. You find out why these one-shots for the Knights been really good.
Yeah, every one of them has been really good.
I can't wait for... I think next week's?
Next week is probably... We'll talk about that later.
The man, the one and only. All right. Up next is going to be...
Again from last week, this is Flash number 33. This starts the Bat Out of Hell or Bats Out of Hell tie-in storyline. And it is written by Joshua Williamson, who is currently writing Flash. And this is a surprise to me because I haven't seen his work in a very long time. Howard Porter. He was a big artist in the 90s and kind of took a back seat. Now he's back, so it's pretty cool.
I guess everybody's making a decision.
Well,
yeah, guys, this is the start of how our heroes are fighting back against Barbados.
Yes.
Barbados and his Dark Knights.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. It's really good. Actually, really good.
Surprisingly good because the last tie-in set was kind of eh.
See, that's the thing. The last tie-in was getting everything started. This is already in the fold. This is almost reaching to the climax where they're going to fight back.
Here's the thing. This is actual characters of consequence.
True.
The other ones were just like they're always BC.
They're the sidekicks and the C characters.
Exactly. So it's a bit difficult to get into it, but still a good read. And going back on that metal train, we're not stopping. It is actual for this week, and we're reviewing first Batman the Devastator. It is at least plotted by Frank Tyree and written by James Tynion IV and drawn by Tony S. Daniel.
Yeah, from now on, these are going to be the ones we get a little bit more in depth with.
Yes.
Because they were more of a better read than the honorable mentions. This was a really good twist on things. I didn't see it coming. Like, I knew, like, off the bat, you could tell, like, when you saw the Night's Hat, that he was Doomsday.
Yeah.
I was like, how are they going to make that happen? And it's weird because you never think of Batman saying he loves someone or having, like, that deep connection with Superman. Yeah. And I was like, damn, this is rare, like a old Shakespearean love tragedy. Yeah. I was like, damn, it's really good. I was surprised by it because I was expecting that some kind of genetics or shit like that. But I forget the most important thing, that Doomsday is a virus.
He wasn't at first. He somehow turned into a virus. Yeah. The whole thing with it is everybody forgets that Batman's still a scientist. He still has the mind of a scientist. He can work shit out. And he synthesizes... He has the mind of everything. He synthesizes the Doomsday virus and pretty much makes him Doomsday. But it is contagious and it starts affecting the world. Not only his world, but maybe our own.
Yeah, and it's weird because he has the ability to shift back into Bruce. That caught me off guard.
Well, the whole thing with like Doomsday, if you actually saw Doomsday when he first came out, he was like in a suit, and when they started punching him, he looked fine, and then eventually he started morphing into like the bones started like popping out and stuff like that.
But a really good point of this is you get a little taste of what parents would do for their kids. Yeah, it's fucking good. That was heartfelt, and I was like, huh.
It's really, really good. I had my reserves about it, but just because I was like, I don't know how they're gonna fuck. Because I'm a big Superman fan. I thought they were just gonna shit on it, but they did it.
No, they did a really good justice.
But keep it on the metal train. This is the tie-in, the second part for Bats Out of Hell. This is Justice League number 32, written by Rob Venditti and drawn by Liam Sharp.
Venditti, such a cool. Yeah. This is just catching up, right? So. And the one we just already mentioned, they set up what happens to the heroes. Yeah, they want to fight back. They don't really know how. So in this one, it is a Justice League book, so it does go in more in depth into these. Actually, what do you call them? The characters that matter. Yeah,
the characters of consequence.
The characters of consequence. Yes. So they separate them into their own fights against who their opponent's gonna be. And this is what it is. It's setting up for another. I think there's 2 more issues coming out.
Yes, there is. I believe it's a Green Lantern and then another Justice League.
See, that's why it wasn't a pick of the week, because it's really good, but they left it open because there's more issues coming on. They're like, okay.
I mean, one of the cool things I liked about it is the fact that the way that they kind of set it up. Like, there's 4... if you've read Batman Metal, you know that there's teams of people. You know, it's Aquaman and Black Manta... Green Lantern is actually by himself.
Each big hero has someone that has something connected to the nth metal. Yes. And it's they kind of team up. and they think they're gonna outsmart the Knights, and it turns out the Knights know much more than we think.
Yeah, the Knights have basically like set up their own like playhouse, and they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna toy with you until we kill you.
Yeah, think about it, they have their own little arena.
Yeah,
and it's set up specifically for their opponent.
Yeah, so the Flash ones has like quicksand, and it's all that. Plus, he has like the Batman, the Red Death, I believe, Batman Red Death. Made like all these Speed Force vehicles,
Batmobiles.
Yeah. Well, it's not even Batmobiles. He also has like the Bat Cycle and shit. That.
Well, the power of the mobiles he has. He has the bicycles, the Batmobile. He had. I think I saw one of those little fucking
the Batwing.
Yeah, the Batwing.
It's really cool the fact that he's just like, I never come alone. Like, I'm never like alone.
And that's the thing when people forget. Batman's always like super prepared. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't they? This is still Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, they're still Bruce Wayne. They still have that mind. They're just from another world where shit went real south.
Which is still fucking cool because as you guys read the one shots, you find out how they take over. Their counterparts. Mm-hmm. I like how Barry Allen is still talking to Bruce inside the Red Death. I found that so interesting. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Like Flash has like quicksand. Fucking Aquaman stuck underwater, but you'll be surprised who his actual opponent is. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, it's Cyborg being narrated, being like, I want to help them, but then at the end you get a little twist. You're like, oh,
yeah, it's real kind of fucked up the way they do it. So it's really, really cool. I've loved Metal so far, and I'm so glad that they have tie-ins that actually matter.
Yeah, and the fucking last page, if you guys are fans of art like I am, the last page will be like, damn, yes. I was like, ooh. Because like I said, during the whole comic, you don't see Cyborg. He is just narrating it. You see everybody set up their arenas and their opponents, but the last couple of pages, you're like, oh, fuck, maybe we are fucked. I kind of see how they're going to turn it into shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they give you a little hope. They give you a little tiny hope.
They give you hope. I like this phrase. If you've read Lord of the Rings and Tolkien, the writer, he always had a phrase when he was writing the book. It's hope without guarantee. Like there's always hope, but there's no guarantee that everything's going to work out. And this is exactly what Metal is providing. It's bearing down so much weight on like, what the hell are they going to do? Like, how are they going to get out of this? And eventually they're going to.
Cause maybe.
And that's the thing is like, what's going to be the thing of like, what is going to be the consequence to all this?
What's the aftermath to?
What's going to happen? Like, this is going to reverberate throughout the whole DC universe, and I want to see what happens. That's
what's one of the actual parts that I really, really enjoyed too is the way how, in the eyes of Cyborg, he explains the roles of each member of the Justice League. Yeah, it was really cool to understand that this is why they come together as a group, and it's fucking cool. It's fucking cool how he explains every single hero the way that the writer wants you to believe he sees them. I was like, I never thought about it. I never thought Wonder Woman as a brute.
Yeah, I mean,
she's like a brute. Like I mean, you have Superman and you have fucking Batman and you have everybody. They seem like brawler sides, and he's like, nah, she's the brawler, she's the brute.
Like that's the whole thing that everybody thinks that like Wonder Woman's the heart of the Justice League, and she's really not. She is like the enforcer. I mean, you saw it like in Infinite Crisis from like 2006. She made the call to just kill fucking. Yeah, she has a fucking like calm mind. To
like,
exactly. Okay. It's just like, look, has to be done. Fuck it, I'll do it. Like, so she's the brute in all of this.
And she's like, when she had to fucking get rid of Max Lord, I think that was his name.
Yes, Max Lord. Yeah.
Man, I was like, damn. She's like, sometimes you have to do something for the greater good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like a fan of lose 100 to save 1,000.
Exactly.
Kind of math.
And that's the way she's always been written. Like if you've read even Kingdom Come, she's sort of like that as well. But I
was surprised how he saw Aquaman. I never thought of him that way. New perspective. That's pretty cool.
I like the way he described Hal. He's just like, he's the most willful son of a bitch. He's the will of it. Like he's the one that's just like, nope.
He never gives up.
Yeah, the stubbornness. It's just like, I'm too stubborn to know when to quit. So
yeah, so if you guys want to get a little in to know a little bit more about the Justice League characters, it's a great book to fucking understand what role they actually have. Because you never understand. I mean, everybody has powers, and you always ask who can be who and why are they together. But this explains their actual roles. It's really good. But I think that's gonna be it for the regular stuff.
Now we get into our picks of the week. First up is actually Tony's.
Yes!
It is Batman White Knight #2, and this is written, drawn, inked by Sean Murphy.
Ooh.
So take it away.
Where to start? Alright, if you guys saw when I picked number 1 as my pick of the week last week, you knew that it was a love story. It's a fucking love story. And he throws it out so easily and shit, and it's just a continuum. But you find out how smart Joker is. I'm loving this. I'm loving the way they're writing the Joker, because that's how I see him. I never really see him as a villain. I've always seen him like someone who's smart and bored. And he's like, let's see what I could do. Get away with. But the best thing out of this comic is fucking Harley Quinn. For you guys out there that have noticed like what the fuck happened to Harley Quinn, like what happened to our animated series Harley Quinn, the OG, the original, I was like, where's she at? What happened to Dr. Quinzel? Why do we have this, feminist, bisexual Harley now? And this explains why. And I was like, I never thought of that. And you guys, she's a doctor, she's a psychiatrist. But she is a doctor. And she's smart. And she was in love with the Joker.
Yeah.
And she's like, I never thought of that as a smart way of getting out of things. It's really fucking good. And then at the end, of course, you guys, Joker has connections to everybody in Gotham. I like how he brings the underbelly together.
You see, and you say this whole thing, like, I've never seen him as evil, but he's still evil. Like, he's still a bad guy. He's still a villain, because I say what he's doing, and we're not going to spoil it, because the ending is actually really surprising and really cool. So I don't want to talk about that. But the actual ending, what he does, the fact that he has no consideration for someone else and saying like, oh, I'm just going to control you because there's no other way, so I can't think of any other way, so I'll just do this.
But that mentality is how I see Wonder Woman now. She's like, for the greater good, I have to do this.
But again,
plus he's treating criminals as criminals should be treated.
Is this but then it becomes a moral
a morality
and it's good.
It's good,
and that's the whole thing. He sees it as not evil. I've still seen it as he's totally evil.
Yeah,
he's still the same bastard.
Look, like Wonder Woman is still a hero in everybody's eyes. She's killed. I mean, she's an Amazon, right? And she's done things that seem questionable, but it's okay because at the end she's doing it for the better good. He's doing it for the better good. It seems like it. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to throw a twist on it and be like, oh, come on, Joker. But the way they're writing it and the way he's thinking it, he is a hero.
Oh, it's well written. It's really good.
I was like, yes.
Because I said it with the first issue. I was like, I knew Sean Murphy was... He could get a story together because I read Punk Rock Jesus. And that was pretty good. But this is a kind of affirming that he has really big ideas and he knows what he's doing with it. So I like it. I really do. And I like the explanation of Harley and that kind of thing.
Oh, that was great. But the thing is, I like that he is writing how people say Batman should be. Like if Batman would do a little bit extra, it would be great. Because he's not killing. He's actually living through the code of a hero. Finding ways to get what he wants without... the penalties.
But like being a hero doesn't only mean like, oh, I'm not gonna kill. It's a moral stance.
Like I said, and it depends on that line. Like,
exactly, and you see it from one way, and I see it from the other. So that's the thing. Is like this sparks a conversation. That's how you know it's a good comic.
But the Harley Quinn stuff, guys, you're gonna fuck. If you're an OG Harley Quinn fan, you're gonna love this comic. You're gonna be like, I like it. I understand it. I know what happened now, and you accept the world of Harley Quinn. You
see, I like when they do Harley Quinn right. Otherwise,
they do right.
They did. Sean Murphy does Harley Quinn right. He knows how to get into the mindset of that character. A lot of people are just like, oh yeah, let's just make her funny and fourth wall breaking, and that's shit. That's not a character. No. to me. So he's doing it right. This would honestly be my pick of the week if it wasn't for the next comic.
And the thing is, I like how he goes, I'm not the Joker. Joker is just a sickness. And I feel him. I know he's in there. So he has to take he's taking his medication to keep him back. But he's like, I'm Jack. This is who I am. And Harley's like, that's who I love.
Yeah.
I know the Joker's is. It's fucking amazing. And of course he's like, I love Batman and Batman this, Batman fuck that. But it's his world now and it's fucking great. It is great, guys. You should, if you guys are even close to being a Joker fan or a Halloween fan or even a Gotham fan, this is looks like it's gonna be heavy Gotham everything. Pick it up. It's just that good.
Oh, and there's a really fucked up scene with Mr. Freeze. So yeah,
that's the Gotham thing on it. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff with Mr. Freeze. So yeah, I
like that. I like that Mr. Freeze and Bruce Wayne have a plot.
Goal.
Have a plot in a story where it's like backhand, but it's really good. You're like, it answers so many questions. Like again, if you guys are fans of the Gotham and everything, it answers so many goddamn questions so quick. There's only been 2 issues too. I think like 6, 8. So. We got lots more. I hope it doesn't let me down. I really do hope it doesn't let me down.
If it's anything like Punk Rock Jesus, it won't let you down. It's just going to come to a kind of a natural conclusion.
Okay, I'm good with a natural conclusion.
Yeah.
I understand the Joker has to go through some shit and, nothing ain't going to be all rainbows and sunshines.
Yeah.
But he writes it beautifully where it's like, all right.
Yeah, I really do have faith in Sean.
Because I've seen Joker die. I've seen Joker be rewritten. I've seen Joker become what he was in was that movie Batman The Knight Returns?
The Dark Knight?
Yeah, with the whole magic trick shit and I hate that Joker. But it's good. But now we're going to get into Roman's pick of the week.
Yeah, so my pick of the week is going to be Superman 34. It's written by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. It is drawn actually by 3 artists, Ed Benez, Doug Mankey, and Jack Herbert. The reason I picked this one is just because not only am I a big Superman fan, but it actually has something to do with Darkseid. I mean, the whole thing with, if you don't know, there is a kind of, on Apokolips, there is a story that's been told. Kind of a...
the myth? No. What do they call it? Kind
of like a prediction or like a...
prophecy.
Prophecy.
It's a prophecy being told in Apokolips.
Yeah, it's a prophecy that's being told by Apokolips that once Darkseid dies, that a Superman will take the throne. And that kind of means Superman.
Because the way they explain it, the human that's from afar and shit like that, I was like, okay.
And I like what they did. The first issue kind of sets up the whole thing, and it ends with Superman, Lois Lane, and Jonathan Kent, the son, being sent to Apokolips. In this one, it kind of picks up, and it's very heavily influenced with Lois Lane and how she's surviving Apokolips, and it's really cool. If you don't know the Furies, Darkseid's Furies, that's another cool thing. And I like actually the way that they wrote Granny Goodness, because Granny Goodness is kind of like an odd character that you don't know if she's necessarily good, is she necessarily like bad, you don't know, she's like in that gray area, which I really like. And to be honest with you, it shows off that Lois Lane is much more than just a human.
Just a side piece. I mean, just eye candy.
Yeah, exactly. And just eye candy and just more than Superman's wife.
Yeah.
It really does show off a different light. And I'm excited for the next issue because next issue kind of teases that it's going to follow Jonathan. And I think the last issue, I think it's only 4 issues. 4-issue arc will focus on Superman and what he's going to do. So it's interesting, and I'm super excited to see what happens with it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I had some quarrels with it. And one of them is Lois Lane Row. I was like, that was too simple. Mm-hmm. It was too simple. And then I hated the interaction with Lex Luthor. Because I know Lex Luthor is good now. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh man, this is your chance to be something more. Mm-hmm. But he's like, nah, I'm going to give it to the Boy Scout. And I was like, what? No,
because, that's the thing, is like, I think you're thinking of it out of place.
Yeah.
He's still human. Apokolips is a literal shithole. And if he sticks Superman there, they're going to keep him there, and he's able to run free on Earth.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
So,
They're gonna be like, "Hey, you got this? I'm gonna book it.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna be the champ in the Metropolis."
Exactly, and that's the whole thing. Like, no matter what you say, Lex Luthor is an egotist. He's a megalomaniac. He's always in it for himself and the praise that he's gonna get. So, for me, I was already seeing like, oh, that's why he's doing that. And then with the whole, you had a quarrel with the Lois Lane thing being too simple.
It was just predictable.
It is.
I mean, it's good, but once you start reading it, you're like, oh, okay, I know what's gonna happen, and it goes exactly like just like a roller coaster. You know what's gonna happen.
This issue, but I don't know actually how it's gonna end. Like I don't know.
I don't know what the end is.
That's the thing is like you can say this issue might be a little predictable, of course, but the ending is what's gonna get you because it's 4 issues. Darkseid's dead.
Supposedly, that's what like. There's some little Easter eggs in there. Like they don't really know what happened to Darkseid, and it looks like all these comics are kind of tying into the metal stuff. It's weird.
It sounds like they're just gearing up for like a lot of things.
Like if you guys read the Flash one, the Flash, everything that happened to him is part of the world, and the metal stuff came in. And like, oh, okay. Yeah. And the same thing with the Justice League. Like everything that's happened, all right, boom, we're trapped in this. Yeah. So Superman was like, okay, we'll see what happens. And if it turns out that this is gonna be the origins of Baby Darkseid, I'm so in. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, he didn't die, but he's not this. I'll be like, all right, let's go. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm more interested in Darkseid because that's a character I do like. Superman, I'm not a fan of. Lois Lane, everything. Because you suck. And Jonathan's too new to know. I don't know much about him.
Oh, I've grown to love Jonathan Kent.
Jonathan Kent.
The kid in a very short amount of time.
He's not called Superboy, right? He's not. He doesn't have the Superboy mantle.
I mean, I don't think there is a Superboy. Right? To be honest with you, I think he is a Superboy.
Because I know there's a Superboy in the Teen Titans, but that's the Clark Kent, the clone.
Connor Kent.
Yeah, Connor, and he's Superboy. So.
But I haven't read Titans.
Yeah, so I wonder what his son is. What mantle does he carry?
I mean,
because I know he carries the cape and the shirt and shit. But what does he call himself? Super Son?
Probably, maybe. I have no idea. But it's cool. I've grown to like that character a lot. And if you don't understand that character and you don't really care about that character, read the Superman, the first graphic novel for Rebirth, written by Peter Tomasi. Read that. And you're gonna understand why you'll love that character.
You know what's a little bit better? The Super Sons. John put me up to the Super Sons stuff, and it's really good because you get to know the both worlds. You get to know the world of Conker and Damon. So yeah, I mean, I understand the character. I know what it is because it's kind of newish. So let's see what happens to them.
I'm telling you, you just gotta read that Superman. You're gonna love it.
But that's gonna be it for our pick of the weeks and our floppies of this week. You know, I hope you guys actually did enjoy what we bring you, but we're going to try to sell you now on a trade bag that we think, me and him actually both agree that you guys should pick this up.
Yep. And this is Hellboy, The Midnight Circus. It's written by Mike Mignola and drawn by Duncan Fegredo. Fegredo. There you go. This is basically a young Hellboy. If you're not familiar with the comics and you're more familiar with the movies, in the opening for Hellboy 2, when he's a little kid.
Yeah, that's a little Hellboy.
Just cute little Hellboy. As a kid kind of growing up and kind of being starry-eyed and this kind of thing. It starts off with that era. So it's telling you a story of young Hellboy and how kind of...
teenage years?
No, it's like his kid years.
Before his preteens?
Yeah. He's like the way I interpret this, he's maybe like 9 or 10.
I thought it was like maybe like rebellious, like 14, 15.
Nah,
just for that one scene where where everything starts, where he steals a cigarette. Yeah. I was like, he has to be like 13, 14.
I mean, be honest with you, I stole my first cigarette
Hispanics, we all have our taste of cigarette at a young age.
No, I'm not saying like go light this for me.
No, I mean,
I'm talking about like stealing the cigarette and smoking.
Your parents had a pack of smokes and you always take one just because of the curiosity or the whole looking cool.
Yeah.
But the way he seems, you're right, because of the ending.
Yes.
The ending kind of ties it together where he's a little bit younger. Yeah, I'm going to give you 9 or 10.
So he's about 9 or 10, and he sneaks out. Of course, he wants to have a cigarette because he's a smoker. But he stumbles upon this kind of clown with a drum, and he's like, well, what's that? And he follows it, and he follows to the Midnight Circus. The whole thing with the Midnight Circus is there's a mystery in what they really are. The ghosts or the demons.
Is it or is it not from hell?
Exactly.
Dun, dun, dun.
And he meets a very unsavory character. Maybe if you're more familiar with Hellboy, kind of Hellboy origins and how he actually came to Earth, there's a certain person that maybe makes a return and is not really making it known.
A certain wizard?
A certain wizard, a certain, person that's maybe been shot, stabbed, castrated, poisoned, thrown off a cliff, maybe ringing a bell, something. Starts with an R. They don't really say. You know who it is. But the whole thing is just showing Hellboy like what he could be. And that the Midnight Circus is pretty much a ploy from that certain person that is trying to show him what his true purpose is, his true potential, if you will, for being the right hand of doom.
But again, you always have that I could do it better character.
Exactly.
And that is that certain someone's, in this book it's a niece kind of still.
Yeah.
They're like, I could do it better. She looks like girl fucking Hellboy.
Yeah, she's a demon, clearly.
She looks like Hellboy, but girl version but like sexy.
Mm-hmm.
She's grown. But yeah, there it goes. The whole book is like, I could do it better. You don't need him. Mm-hmm. Let's put him to the test. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I told you not to fuck with him.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, nah, I got this. Mm-hmm. So you have that aftermath. Meanwhile, you have the mentality of a little boy going through all these wonders and amazement of like, is it not? Do I belong here? Do I not?
Exactly.
It's really good. It's like a coming of age story for Hellboy.
Yeah.
It's like weird. Yeah. Demons and hell and shit.
Yeah, and eventually like finding out like how much your father and how much your family has to do with your upbringing. It's a really cool story. It's very short. I think it's maybe like 120 pages, somewhere around there.
It's not wordy at all. It's fast-paced.
I mean, if you know Mike Mignola, a lot of the storytelling is done through artwork. His artists that he works with. It's told through that way. And there's two different distinct styles. It's really, really cool. It's the same artist, just two different styles telling different subplots to the story.
Yeah, it's like you were hearing the story from two people, and they kind of both know the plot, but their details are different.
Exactly. So it's really cool. Hellboy is always just a fun read. It's not super wordy, as you would say, but super engaging, super interesting, and this is no different.
He's just a good character. And if you guys like the whole heaven and hell and earth and demons and magic, it's good. It's just good. He's a good character.
Yes. And
I suggest you pick it up, guys. Pick it up for any Hellboy fan, for any circus or freaky kind of fan, for anything that coming of age. You want to see that maybe parents are important or who you end up becoming. It's a good book. But I think that's all we're gonna do for the trade bag. What we're gonna do next is
I do want to say one thing, is that we just reviewed a Hellboy, graphic novel. We have a Hellboy pop.
Oh yeah, the pop just came out too, guys. If you're a pop fan like we are, we have a whole bunch of pops. The new Hellboy line came out, and they're amazing. It's Hellboy, Abe, the Lobster,
Lobster Johnson,
the Blood Queen.
Yes.
Rasputin and Hellboy's girlfriend, the fire driver.
Liz,
there you go.
But, Hellboy's going to be coming out very, very soon for Injustice 2.
Oh, actually, on Tuesday.
That's right. Today, he's dropping, babies. Alright? We want to let you know. If you want to step up your game when you're playing Hellboy, you can go to FateGrips.store. And you can get yourself some joystick protectors, because it kind of looks like he might have some quarter circle.
He looks like a grappler, baby. You gotta churn that butter.
He might have some churned butters. He might have some half churned butters. You never know. But you should prepare yourself. Go ahead and get yourself some joystick grips. Go ahead and get yourself a controller condom, as we call them. Go to fadegrips.store and get a 20% discount on whatever you buy using our promo code GRIMWORKS. That's capital GRIMMWORKS, and save yourself 20% off.
Yeah, I know. Me and him, I bought just a regular box of everything, and I know you bought the mystery box.
Yeah, I bought the mystery box. It's $10. It's specifically Pro/Glow, so you're gonna get 4 sets, 2 and 2. The color combinations are always cool. You can find them for your PS4 or your Xbox if you have dual systems. But yeah, go ahead and check them out. Again, go to fadegrips.store, save yourself 20% off with GRIMWORKS, capital GRIMMWORKS. And now, I was gonna say I forget that they have more than just grips, condoms. They have towels for some reason, and they have some banners. They have shirts.
They have shirts and stuff.
Yep.
So just check them out, guys. Check them out.
Yes.
But we're gonna bring you tomorrow's list for comics.
Yes, sir.
What we do is give you the big two. Okay, Marvel, DC, and then what he does is he brings down the big leagues of indies and kind of shrinks it down for the good stuff, because there is a lot of crap out there.
Yeah. And we're gonna kick it off with Marvel, starting off with Avengers 672, Daredevil 595, Despicable Deadpool 289, Falcon number 2, Generation X number 8, Gwenpool number 22, Iceman number 6, Iron Fist number 73, Jessica Jones number 14. They're actually going to have a collector's album for the stamps inside the Marvel comics we've talked about in previous
there's actually some pretty cool ones.
So yeah, but this is the value stamp collector album, so you can actually put them in there. It looks like a Master of Kung Fu 126, and that's written by CM Punk. If you're a wrestling fan, go ahead and check out Signature Maneuvers.
Or a MMA fan.
Sorry, Punk. From then on, it is Moon Knight 188, and this is interesting because it's written by Max Bemis, the singer for Say Anything. So
Moon Knight's actually been written really good. I'm a fan of him. Yeah. So Psycho Crazy and Egyptian gods and everything.
Funny that you say crazy, because the name of the arc is Crazy Runs in the Family.
I think they want to give him more depth of the character.
Yep, and Max Bemis does suffer from, I think, bipolar, so he knows a little thing or two about manic depression.
Yeah, so
he might bring something interesting to the character.
Well, they think that Moon Knight's bipolar, or he has multiple personality.
Multiple personality disorder. But next up is Ms. Marvel 24, Royals number 10, Runaways number 3, She-Hulk 159, Spider-Man Deadpool number 23, Spirits of Vengeance number 2, Star Wars 38, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 26, Uncanny Avengers number 29, Venom 157, Visions Director's Cut number 6, X-Men Gold number 15, and Zombies Assemble 2 number 4. That's it for Marvel.
Now let's get to the DC stuff, Roman.
My faves. Action Comics 991. So this is part 5 for the Oz Effect, or part 4, I think. But yeah, so we're picking that up. Batgirl, the Birds of Prey number 16. Batman Lost number 1. Trapped in the monsters must face the greatest fears. It looks like they're gonna have another one shot.
Is that the metal tie-in?
It looks like it's a metal tie-in. But it looks like Detective Comics 968, Flash number 34, which is
after this.
No, but it's gonna continue with the regular arc that's going on. Gotham City Garage number 3, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, which that's number 32, and that is a metal tie-in. Harley Quinn number 31, Justice League of America number 18, Mr. Miracle number 4. New Superman number 17, Ragman number 2, Red Hood and the Outlaws number 16, Scooby Apokolips number 19, Suicide Squad number 29, Supergirl number 15, Superwoman number 16, Titans number 17, Wildstorm Michael Cray number 2, and Wonder Woman 34 rounding out for DC.
Boo! What happened to the Man Who Laughs? Thought that was coming out this week.
I don't know if that's maybe a mistake on the website that we use, but it could be just something different. It could be
they pushed
delayed.
it back. They probably pushed. DC, you're hurting me. All right, sorry. Roman, let's get to the indie list.
It don't matter because it's still gonna come out.
Yeah, but I want that special cover.
Well, you're gonna have to wait in line, buddy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably. But now we go with indies. Archie's number 2, which is apparently a branch off from the main series where they're a traveling band. Birthright number 28, Centipede number 4, Grass Kings number 9, Green Hornet meets Spirit number 5, Harcourt Legacy number 1, which I put on this because it's another magic thing. You might like it.
Okay.
So I know you're a sucker for magic.
I am.
Hellboy and BPRD 1955 Occult Intelligence number 3, Injection number 5, Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast number 1.
The Eddie story?
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Judge Dredd Blessed Earth number 7, Kid Lobotomy number 2, Kingsman Red Diamond number 3, Port of Earth number 1, which is I think Aliens Invade Earth type story. Royal City number 7, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters number 2, and rounded out with Wonderful World of Tank Girl number 1.
It looks like comics is gonna hit our wallets pretty hard this week.
Yeah.
But guys, you know,
not for Marvel though.
You should tell us what you can pick up.
Mm-hmm.
You should tell us what you're reading.
Yes.
Yeah, you should tell us that you actually like what we're doing, what you like, what you wish we could out or work faster, whatever. But you know, you could always be part of the conversation. You could go to YouTube, you know, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and hit that little ringer to know that you're actually listening. But if you don't like that, you like the old school style, you could always send an email to citypod88@gmail.com, and in the title, go ahead and put comics. And of course, you could always follow us on our social media and just throw comments there. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You just look Grimworks, you probably see us right there on top, and be like, you know, I like the show, don't like the show, this is what I'm reading. It'll be pretty cool, but most important, thank you for watching. That's going to be it for this week. We'll probably see you next week. I'm pretty sure we're going to see you next week.
Yeah.
But until next time.
Later, guys.